Warning: Jason's talking time contains some content that may be unsuitable for people under the age of 18 or people who are easily offended by the slightest innuendo. Listener discretion is advised. However, if you tune in anyway and get offended, please do not send any letters. If you do, I will just crumble them up and throw them in the trash. This is Jason's Talking Time with Jason Kitt. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason Kitt, and you're tuned into another edition of Jason's Talking Time. Alrighty, we are going to move right along into today's topic. It's something that is definitely something that has been addressed over and over again by many writers, different bloggers, and different podcasters. But apparently, they have not been able to get their message through. So I'm going to take my perspective of this whole situation, and hopefully, just hopefully, mind you, it may actually resonate with some people, because I really want to take a sabbatical from social media, for my own sense of well-being, mentally and physically. But at the same time, it's very hard to promote a podcast show when you are not making yourself available online. So, for me, a time away from Facebook deactivation that is out. So, what I'm asking of you is to help make my Facebook experience a pleasant one. So what I'm gonna do for you guys today is I'm going to tell you all the things that people do on social media that I just wish they would just stop doing. And they might be some of your pet peeves too. Because, there's a whole lot of stuff people do on Facebook that drives people nuts. I mean, everything from the live videos to the overly long Facebook statuses and all the woe is me posts. I mean, it really gets old. I mean, Facebook's been around for 10 plus years. So obviously the same old routines you see over and over again, it gets really old and redundant and just can't take it no more. So here I am. These are the things people need to stop doing on Facebook, according to Jason Kitt. One thing I wish people would stop doing on social media is giving us too much information about their kids and their pets and the things that they do at home that you really should not, that really should be between you, your pediatrician, and your veterinarian. It's gotten to the point where I can't even eat breakfast and scroll down on my Facebook while I eat anymore, because I'm afraid that I'm going to stumble across a picture of a baby who done overloaded his diaper. And I'm sitting here eating my breakfast. I don't want to see that shit. No pun intended. I understand people are happy about their kids. I mean, motherhood, fatherhood, it's a wonderful thing. But you have to know where to draw the line. It's one thing for you to post pictures of them walking for the first time in that new Easter dress or suit that you bought them for their first Easter or their first birthday party or whatnot and what have you. But to actually have pictures of them sitting on the toilet, I mean, that is just a major step too far. Too much information. I mean, scale it back. I mean, we know what babies do. We know what the dog does on the lawn. And we know how dogs clean themselves. But we don't want to have a discussion about it on Facebook. We don't want to see it on Facebook. That'd be like a 13-year-old boy going live whenever he jacks off. And whenever your child is feeling under the weather, all you have to do is just make a simple post that says, "Oh, little Johnny's got a fever," or "Little Susie just isn't feeling up to par today." But you don't have to go into detail about the color of their vomit. Again, too much damn information. It's like your child throwing up all the time. Maybe you give them too much fucking cake and ice cream and soda pop. Give her some real food. Maybe that'll help settle her stomach. And I guess it can also kind of intertwine with political posts as well, because you have so many people who are just so far to the left, far to the right, and very passionate about different issues going on in the world, like the whole issues with the refugees and people, whether or not we should consume red meat and so on and so forth, and yada yada yada. Well, I just need to say this. There are ways you can get your point across without posting some very graphic picture. I mean, there's a reason why every time those animal commercials come on, you know, the one where they're singing the very sad Sarah McLachlan song, like, "Oh, what a shame what they did to that poor dog. He got his nose broke it off by some bad guy," and all that stuff. I mean, come on. I have to change the channel every time those commercials come on. And it's not that I don't care about the animals. Man, I feel bad that the dog is being abused. I feel bad that the cat got her ears torn off. I feel bad that the bunny rabbit got his teeth knocked out and the cow got pushed over by the bulldozer. But I really don't need to see all that while I'm trying to watch Sanford and Son. I mean, I'm all in a good humor because Red Fox just called Lamont Sanford a dummy for the umpteenth time and then faked a heart attack. And then you're gonna come on to the commercial saying, "Oh, what a shame. The lion fell into a trap and he's roaring and screaming. And oh, the poor elephant." And come on, man. It's like, if you're support the whales, that's great. More power to you. Support the whales. But if you think posting that picture of that dead whale riding on the beach was supposed to make me care about the orcas, all you did was just piss me off and give me nightmares. You can get your point across without being graphic. It's like, I don't need to be on Twitter promoting the show and stumble across chopped up pieces of whale matter and shark matter all up in my feet. I don't need any pictures of the water looking like red Kool-Aid. And I know it's not red Kool-Aid because there are fish guts in it. Come on. And that also goes for people being abused, and like young children who are being abused overseas, and people starving to death and all that. I mean, I know it's an epidemic. It's sad. It really is. But I feel as though you can discuss hunger in the world. You can discuss disaster in the world. You can discuss these things and post pictures of what's happening, but make sure that they are tasteful. And if they are going to be disturbing, they have warning labels you can put. Say, "This is disturbing. If you can't handle this, then please just scroll on by really fast." Or I'm sure they have a filter on Facebook. I know Twitter has one where they say that this contains some very sensitive material, so click at your own risk. I mean, just do that. Do that. Because my mind can only take so much crap, for real, to where I just roll up into a big old ball and just roll back and forth. All right, now I have so many more social media pet peeves that I really just don't have time to tackle them all because this is a very brief program. So what we're going to do is we are going to make this part one, and then we will discuss even more of my social media pet peeves at a later show. But in the meantime, feel free to follow Jason's Talking Time on Instagram and on Twitter, like the show on Facebook, and tell us what your social media pet peeves are. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a Your Time to Talk segment poll on Twitter. And I'm going to list some pet peeves, and I want you to tell me which one gets on your nerves the most. You'll have 4 options, and you can tell me which one you like or which one you dislike in this case. And then when we get down to doing the next program, I will have the results for you. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Jason's Talking Time. I really appreciate your listenership, and in the coming weeks, we will have a brand new way for you to get involved with the show with donations. And as a return, there will be so many great opportunities for you to get involved with the show, and you'll hear some very neat extras and keep track of all the other projects that I have in the works. But for now, I'm going to sign off. This has been Jason Kitt, and thank you for listening to Jason's Talking Time. You have a good night, a good afternoon, or whatever the hell time of day it is you're listening to this show. Have a good one.